Here you go, sir. We call it King Chunk. The perfect infusion.
Don't drink that! It's called the fucking chum!
Chin chin, Moneypenny.
No, are you stupid?
James, something's wrong. It's Lorca. I think she's in trouble. Her heart rate's spiking and her oxygen levels are falling through the floor. Get to her soon.
Are you fucking kidding me?
On the way.
Is it lunchtime already? Either that or he read.
Out of the way.
Are you stupid?
Going as far.
I found you missing security chief stuffed inside a laundry cart in the basement.
I knew it. Monroe, the blonde man smuggled something in on a truck while the security
Who?
stores were down.
Who designs a kitchen this way?
Oh, this is bad.
What kind of kitchen is this? What is happening? This is incredibly poor kitchen design.
Oh, he was just here. Went into the staff area.
Hang on. Are you okay, TF?
Yeah, I came here to tie myself to a tree to prevent you from relocating this beautiful village.
It's a bit late. TF, have you seen?
I'll be fine. I'll hold them off. Go.
No, father figure. If you gave me enough ammo, I could kill thousands of them, I promise. I could genuinely have a track record. God. Let's get our brain scooped. Brain scoop.
Are you okay, Mio?
No, we're on our way to get our brain scooped.
I have this uneasy feeling crawling down my spine. We're pushing deeper into my subconscious to rescue a prisoner we don't even know.
Okay, that's it.
You didn't see anything. Oh, God. You didn't see anything. Nothing.
This is too easy.
What about...
Come on. Yes, sir. Pulling it in.
Oh. Now, contestant number 4, would you like to step up and join? Oh my God. Oh, hello, Web. I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Siri. Come on now, to contestant number 4. Come and join the group. I know you want a rest. Who needs time off? Everyone needs more time off. There you go. I've made a body pile, chat. It's happened.
This was.
Size of the frames at the windows. Oh, we're right. 76. No, these aren't the same size. But the numbers are the same. Betrayal. Unplayable. We'll just continue on for now. Hi, chat. How's everyone doing? Oh. Okay, Discord. You go ahead and crash for no reason. That's helpful. It's just started. Well, it's been hammering it down here. It's crazy. Right, let's have a look. Okay, you're actually in the way, Discord. Tasty Ashley, thank you for the follow earlier, and hello, welcome to chat. And Vive, thank you for the 170 stream streak. Right, let's see who's in chat today. We've got Above Earth, Secondy6, Antonia, Ashley, Temetry, Mephistial, Serrano, Shifty, Vive, Ashley, Jade, Bobbington, TF, Kels, and Mind System. Hi, everyone. Okay, I was a little bit late because I went and picked Frosty up from the train station so she didn't have to wait. Well, so she didn't have to be on the bus for an hour and not get home till like 6 o'clock, which would have sucked. However, when we got home and we pulled up in front of the house, it started absolutely chucking it down. Giggle Shitter, you got a new phone that can handle Twitch. Nice. Well done. Good job. Enjoy. So, first thing I need to do is check that this is actually going to work. I've had no time to do any setup. Hello, Faye. How you doing? Right. Okay, that looks right. However, no, wrong way. There's my finger on the edge of the table. Right, so that's where it should be. This is the guy we're going to paint today. And we're going to paint him as I think it's Stormlord. They're half red, half white, and yellow helmet. Let me just double check which side is white. Right, okay. The right-hand side is white. The left-hand side is red. There are not ladies. No, just a cheap. Oh my god. As soon as you were asked, the ruse fell apart. Planning on watching some shows, munching on a brownie cupcake, solo gaming. Got your 6th Far Cry 6 playthrough going on. 6th? Oh my god. I take it you're enjoying the game then. Speaking of which, tomorrow is not going to be Mechanicus now because I'm going to be hang on, I'm going to put music on. I'm going to be playing the new DLC for Teardown. So we're going to have that Space Marine music. Hey Johnny, thank you for the 1 bit. I also want to show you guys something that I got built and painted over the last few days, which I think you guys will like, but it's fucking massive. So, I finally built my upscaled Mark IV Dreadnought. It's rather large. If you want to see it properly, it's on my Instagram and my Blue Sky. I made a post, but he's angrily pointing at something. And yeah, should be fun. Mid-year performance skill. What is
W13
that?
dab whoop whoop W13 dab.
Thank you for the 89 months. When you reach 90 months, is that a whole total number of years at some amount? Because I've completely lost track of how many it should be. It feels wiggly. What feels wiggly? I'm confused. Hello, Burkers. Thank you. Yeah, you should check out my Instagram and you'll get to see all of this. But he's an absolute chonk. I've got him in parts so that I can paint him easier because it's so massive. Oh, also, this rock is made out of cork tiles. And I've not done it perfectly, but my plan is that I'm going to use my texture paint to kind of merge the rock a bit more. But yeah, he's in several parts. But I had fun doing all the detailing today. So like these purity seals and different... Oh, that reminds me. I need to take these bits off. These are just blue tacked on at the moment. So that I can get into here and paint all the pipes. So I had to leave a little bit of blue tack underneath. And that means that these areas will be their material. And I can actually, like, use it to glue stuff together without it just ripping paint off and coming apart forever and ever, amen. Which is what often happens with these things. I'm like, no, I'm not really. But hello, Burkers. Why? I'm not really particularly religious. There we go. So we got the stuff off there. I know that, dude. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna... Oh, that's... had that pretty solid. Right, so I'm just using blue tack from one of my model holders because it's a big chunk to grip on and pull everything off. Once I've done this, we'll start painting. What's that? It's like a... I need this in my hand. Oh god! You scared the crap out of me. Especially because I can't even... Where's the alert? I can't see it. Johnny, thank you for the support. Another 690. Nice. Doesn't follow our Lord and Saviour Nicolas Cage. Nice. I don't know what it is about playing Warhammer that summons people like that who are like talking about religion. It's like Warhammer is like so pseudo-religious that you'd think it would be very uninteresting to that kind of preference of people. You know? Like Warhammer is about made up religions and gods and all sorts. It's crazy. We heard the good news. What's the good news? TM. I saw you have to start doing scrum things. Jump scared me and made me choke on my lunch kills. Oh no! Warhammer summons the cult, apparently. Oh, also, I've got these guys to do transfers on, so if we get our model painted today, we'll follow it up by finishing the transfers for my scout squad so I can do a post about them. Right. So my first thought is that I actually want to use Grey Seer as the white side. But before we do that, I need to do a dry brush of the white. I have this homie and his name is JC67. Is this a Jesus thing? Sorry, I'm not very good at this stuff. Oh, this brush is... oh dear. There we go. Right, add a bit of water. Get it far too watery. And then this is just to even out all of the colour. This will eventually be easier to see in the light, but for now I'm going to turn the light down to make it easier. Oh man. That would be nice for Johnny. But he's not even watched... I've forgotten the name of it already. Gay hockey. I forgot what it's called. Heated Rivalry. I just watched episode 4 with Frosty last night. And like, I feel like we're both at the point where the story has built up enough that we're like, okay, we've got some investment here. Anyway, so I'm just making my armor all even. I know some people do stuff where they try and do all their shading at this point. I much prefer to have really solid colors. I struggle with looking at shading. It just, my brain hurts when I do. So I would rather get... rather not try and deal with lighting, because lighting is a pain in the bum. My name is Elder Johnny, and I would like to share the most amazing codex! Oh my god. That's so good, Johnny. Isn't all hockey a tad gay? Oh, I meant the show. Heath Driver, yeah. Quick summary, Machina. Yeah. Darktide is one of the free PSN games this month. Ah. Ooh, I hope you have a good time with it. I'd like to play more, but I find that whenever I try and play it on stream, there's not as big of an interest in it as there could be. And I end up with people, you know, it just doesn't work out, and it makes me sad because it could be a really good game. But then also, I've also found it quite repetitive in a way, so kind of makes sense. So I've very nicely got all this white, nice and even, which means obviously the next step is to immediately ruin it. Because that's how it works. I'd play it, but it won't run on the deck properly. Oh, that sucks. Right, so we've got our base colours. Base colour, nice and clean and even. So the next job is to notice that that's come out slightly brown in places. Why have you done that? It's probably some of the paint on this brush. Hang on. If I use solid colour without watering it down, it'll fix that. The good thing is we're going to fix a lot of this anyway when it's all done. So it won't really matter if there's any brown to it. Right. So, next job. Hey, Black. Yeah, I do them every Wednesday when I can help it. Oh, Black, you'll like this. I finished my Mark IV Dreadnought, and by Mark IV Dreadnought, I mean, is it Redemptor? Yeah, I finished my Redemptor Mark IV. I've posted on Instagram about the kit and everything. But I spent some time doing some styling and that. It's massive. Also, I had a lot of fun converting the fist, so like even these little covers are moved to join with the fingers, and he's pointing angrily. Also makes his arm into like the old school style plasma. So yeah, very excited to get that painted. But I have this guy to do, this little charity model. So my next job is I need to shade the white side, and we're going to do that first because that is the messiest job, I think. So my plan is to water down Nuln Oil. Now there are some blues you can wash over them and stuff, but because I'm using a red as the other colour and a yellow, it's best that we get a more neutral colour for it. Like blues work, but only if the base colour is blue and stuff like that. Charity in the 40k universe. I know there's actually lots of people in the community that will do special charity things. I've offered to paint armies for people because I know I can do it quickly, but like they often don't get back to me, unfortunately. Like they want to do like a charity giveaway, but you know, it's a case of they don't know me enough, so they can't be like, okay, here's an entire army, go paint, and I'll handle the giveaway. But if I ever got the chance, I would happily take part in something like that. Like paint up a whole army, send it back, and then they can manage their entire giveaway, whatever. That would make me really happy. And I know it wouldn't be God tier painted, but it would be a fully painted army. I'm also quite good at choosing colour schemes that, like, if they wanted me to choose the colour scheme, I'm quite good at finding schemes that work well. Right, we can already see the shading is coming in now. And because we've watered this down enough, it shouldn't make the white too bad. I mean, literally, that's sort of tall he is. Just reached his arm over to the station from his house. Oh, yeah. Normal size statue. Wait, what? Oh, so they look mini. I see, okay. But yeah, we've got this cool posed model. Grime Time Painting is the guy that's kind of doing all this stuff. If you check my Instagram story, oh, I should really reshare that story. I've just realized why. I'll go and do that in a second. You may also notice that I'm only doing this side for the wash. That's just because the other side's going to be red, so there's no point wasting paint. But we've got to try and get all the recesses. And we've got to try and do this evenly, because otherwise you end up with annoying grey spots. So I'm trying to avoid that. And the thing is, I'm not going to follow this up with white. I'm going to follow it up with a colour called Gracia, which is a very light grey that should achieve what we want. I have not done the back of his leg. God damn it. We need more. It's dirty. You have to wash them. Yeah. Proper mini care, Johnny. It's important. Actually, if you get resin miniatures, if they're molded resin, you have to wash them because the release agent from the molds also releases the paint from the surface, which is very annoying. It's been a while. The whole session was. Oh yeah, you got to catch up. By the sounds of it, Bubba. By the way, chat, Dr. Insano put a new message in the Discord to say that Worf is okay, but he does need a surgery. It's not cancer. Or at least it doesn't look like cancer. So that's a positive note from yesterday. The guy inline skating, that's good. Is that like what? To care? Oh my god, Johnny. Right. So that washes the armor. Oh. That washes the armor. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Blatt. That's awful. Thing is, right, we love seeing everyone's animals in the Discord. And it's really... Things aren't very good about surgery, I hear. Oh my god. But yeah, we love seeing everyone's pets, so we also worry when anyone's pet is unwell. It's kind of important to all of us, you know? Oh. Oh, the guy who designed the kit I used for the Dreadnought has just sent me a message about it, saying how good it looks. So that's positive. Sounds like I've done an alright thing. Right, so my issue now is I just want to take a little bit out of here. Okay, out of here. Okay. Especially because I didn't actually want to wash the head. Because that needs a colour on it. I suppose I should finish putting that. Okay. I've got to now, because of picked up that brush. It is not a stock Primaris head. No, this whole model is not stock. It's part of a charity thing called an Army from One. It's called, and the idea is that they send out 2 of this model to everyone. You build and paint one and send it back to them, and then they do like a giveaway type thing. to raise money for charity. I think that's how it worked. And hello, Romain. And let me just repost Thingy's version because it's got the link on it. Where is it? There we go. One story mentions me. Add to story. So this will have the sign up link and everything. Having a good day? Nice. Okay. There we go. So I've added it to story so everyone can see it. But yeah. That is going to take a while to dry. I'm just thinking about the next step, how I want to handle that. This will look good when it's done. The plan is to use grey sear as the white colour, even though I've spray painted it white. So what I'm thinking is, once I've done this, I'm going to wash it with... I'm going to use Bile Contrast to do the red half. And then I'm going to use Imperial Fist to do the yellow helmet. And then we'll do like the usual stuff we do for Bad Ab stuff. I'm just checking up on the colours to see if it needs to be deeper. Look like it, but the yellow appears to be more of a what we use for the Lamenters. The unfortunate side of this is waiting for it all to dry. But yeah. Oh my god, Johnny. That model maker, probably, yeah. No, he's saying about how the pose looked cool. But yeah, so this is like a solid face helmet. Sorry, let me just... There you go. He's got this... Basically, when I looked at this, I was like, this is so White Scars coded. I need to do a White Scars successor. I could have just done White Scars, but it's the most generic thing ever. If I do that, it's just, oh, spray paint white, do this wash, dry brush, done. And that's boring. So I decided I was going to do something a bit different. An Iron Man land, yeah, it is very much superhero landing pose. In chapter 1, they did like a Phobos armored guy, and he was like jumping over a rock. They're all like, I think the idea is that each time they do this, it's going to be like a superhero pose of some kind. And this time it's the superhero landing pose. I wish I'd had a spare jetpack to put, jump pack to put on him, because this is such like a I've just done a jump with a jump pack pose. But it also comes with a fist for each hand if you wanted him to hold nothing, and another blade, so he could have 2 swords if he wanted to. I decided to go for blade and pistol, so he's like a character you could actually use in your army without it being like he did the jump. He's an orc. No, the jump is through the warp. It's a bit different. Don't you mean 3, etc., etc.? Is that a reference to One Piece? By the way, for some reason, I decided that he should have these loops on the back on my Dreadnought. I don't know, I just felt like sometimes you get chained to somewhere to hold it up. I've also accidentally left some slight gaps there, which are going to bother me forever, but whatever. No one will notice once it's done. If it is, I have no idea. Oh, okay. Hello, Ren. What did Neural say? Tried to calculate mentally and my teeth hate me. Awful. Just needed a drink. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but when you mix water in, it just takes longer. And I know it looks a bit rough, but this is stage 1. You got bad news? Oh, I hope it's nothing too bad. You're always welcome to come and hang out and chat, take your mind off things. It's kind of the idea. You know, we do the stream and then you can kind of take a break from stuff. The problem is, if this was dry here fully, I could start on the red wash, because I only need it to be dry all on the split point. But I just have a feeling it's not going to work out that way. Right. If I sit like this, the lighting is just right. Because he's so bright. But once we've done the red, I'll be able to turn the lights up again. Have you considered Bats News, the only paper exclusively for Batman? I'm not allowed to subscribe because I'm not Batman. Right. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to take a brush with... I'm trying to think what brush I should use. I suppose I should probably use this one. No, not that one. I need one with a half-decent point that's like a larger brush. But the only one I've got is massive. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll figure it out. Entirely an echolocation. Oh my god. Speaking of which, you know, if we get to 400 sub points this month, I'm going to pick up Lego Batman to do hopefully do the name change playthrough, the word change playthrough. So the only thing about this is that the halfway point moves with the plates. So, now I have to be careful I don't get this on the helmet. The helmet has to be yellow. I could never paint a whole army of this unless I did it in parts. It's just too precise. I'd have to paint all the heads separately. And I hate sub-assemblies. They just take all your time. And I can't be bothered with that. Good codpiece. This I always start with the legs and then do the torso after. It's just one of those things where the plate is smaller, so I can get my eye in, and then I can go back and do the torso once I've got kind of my head in the game for where the divide should be. You said did you? Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. You got to be careful with these things. Got to get rid of all that junk. Now, I've chosen to line the belt up with this, because that's how it's done with the quartering on my Howling Griffins. Also, this guy's going to initially look really naff, okay? Because it's a base color. Please. Hey, Brian, thank you for the 10-stream streak. That's fair. I have certainly had experiences like that before, and it is not a fun time. I've fallen through a conservatory door and downstairs before when I was younger. That was not a fun time. How you doing, Librarian? Things going alright? Right. Looks like there'll almost certainly be a bit of tidying up to do here. It's not too bad overall. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I've had all scrapes up my back and stuff before. When I did that, when I had that fall, it sucked. Nice thing is, this backpack design is mirrored. Let's get the backpack line done. Then we can move forward. You might notice that I don't necessarily do the line straight away, and that is because I don't always feel entirely confident I'm going to get it right. So I will go close, but not quite, before going back to fix it. Oh, except here where I've accidentally gone over a bit. Sometimes, despite my best efforts, I still fuck it up. There's a little bit just here I'm going to have to clean up later. But that's not the end of the world. This is also only really the base colour. Gonna get some breakfast? That sounds like a good idea. Now I've got the nice bit where I get to just slather on the paint. Also, chat, just a reminder that this month's goals, 350 sub points. Frosty and I will play Split Fiction together again. We're nearing the end of that game now. And at 400 sub points, I'm going to pick up Lego Batman to play on stream with the name change stuff. So I figured that would be fun. I'm also thinking about how we're going to do the painting stream as well. I've got a little bit of planning out to do that. Hi, Frog. I hope you're doing okay. I know you've frequently got a lot going on lately. Blair, that's fair. Okay, so we're getting all this red. Oh wow, I've just noticed that this is so well designed that the finger is actually like sticking out. Like it goes through the pistol and sticks out a bit. You can't do that with plastic molding easily. Yeah, that's a nice detail. Okay, so there's definitely some cleanup left to do. Now, for this guy, because he's one of the newer models with much larger details, I might go in and paint all of the rubber joins in black instead of doing my usual wash over the colour. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see how he looks when he's got his dual colours on and go from there. Then you go home and see if Simon has behaved. I mean, it's Simon, so probably not, but fair enough. Frog, did Frosty message you about Saturday, by the way? I can't remember. I think she did, but I just wanted to double check. Yeah, it looks like we've probably got most of our red base here. And I've just realised I've done all this after saying, oh yeah, we're going to do all the messy bit. So I may have made a slight mistake, but fortunately this is only a base colour, so it's not too bad. Just get this all a bit more even. There we go. Now you may notice that the way I use the contrast paints is absolutely not the way you're supposed to. The idea of contrast paints is you're supposed to shade and then put the colour over it and it does all the recesses for you and stuff. For me it's like, oh, this is a really great way to do a base. So yeah, I've just kind of... That's how I use them.
Your presence is appreciated.
Brady, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Most appreciated. Yeah, so that's got our base colours done there. Now the white is in need of a dry brush, so we're going to completely fuck up all of this hard work we've done. Which is just, you know, really just a great idea. Now, I'm going to start out with white as a dry brush and see how it comes out. No. No, I'm not. I'm going with my original plan. Is going to Gracie it. I think it's important that we do that. Don't fuck up the hard work. It's too late. It's too late. I made a foolish choice, and now I have to live with it. All right. This is how it goes. Sometimes, all right. It's okay. because it will all work out in the end. So we'll lose a little bit of the line, but because I've only done the first layer, it's not the end of the world. And the other thing is, this is going to make him look dirtier before he looks cleaner. But the reason we have to use grey sear is so that when we highlight with white, it actually shows the highlight. The Emperor says not to. It's too late. It's too late. The Emperor's missed his chance. He'll understand. I'm trying my best not to mess this up too badly anyway. And I'd have to do 2 or 3 layers on the red. Okay. So my next job is going to be to take the grey sear and do it with a paintbrush in the centres of panels and things, just to even it out. Hey Dodo, yes, it's trust the process. Brother, I am telling Mother. I can tell on you. Okay. I've been giving my Artist Opus brush another chance, because when I originally used it, the bristles felt very flexible and I wasn't a big fan of it. But it feels a bit better now. And so the plan is basically just to even out the colour on the main plates, which will allow me to leave all the shading. And the good thing about this is when it's done, I can dry brush a white highlight and it will look good. Can you believe it? Needed more. Add a little bit of water. Take a look at what's in the kitchen and decide. Yeah, that's kind of the best way. Just doing my best to get all these panels a nice even colour. It's going to take a little bit, but we'll get on all right. You're going to get some milk? That sounds pretty standard for you. I don't have any. Oh. Yeah, I have to go and see what else there is. I have to regularly clean the brush because stuff can get stuck in the bristles, which is a real pain in the bum. So just gotta make sure I keep that from happening, and then I can continue. Just gotta get all these panels smoothed out. Game is this one from? Oh, it's Immortal Imperium from Darktide. Forgot the intro sounded like this. One day I'll train myself to use a wet palette. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna waste some paint. So I'm just painting under the leg right now. Do you think Brady went and told... Oh, I'm a purity princess now? Oh boy. I was going to say, do you think Brady went and told the Emperor? Or Mother, whoever that may be. Did you know in the lore, they confirmed that the Emperor had a wife? And I really think they missed out on a chance to give the Emperor multiple wives and husbands. You know, like why couldn't the Emperor have multiple wives and husbands? That would have been a hell of an addition to the story, I think. Give us polyamory Emperor or nothing. I've played this game for a long time, and as far as I'm concerned, the lore's cool, but the lore can also be silly, and I think it should be. And I think when it's things like, you know, I love the idea that maybe every time someone was helpful to the Emperor, is like, and now we're married. He was actually married to all of his army commanders in the Thunder Warriors. You know? I think it's a great idea. That's literally what an Emperor does. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Easy peasy. Okay, so the only thing left to do is the backpack. So once I've evened this out, like that, then my only job is to line up the edges where they've got a bit unwieldy. like here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I need to follow up red. Had multiple lovers of all kind of genders, but of course, here it's unrealistic. Yeah. Yeah, see? It all makes sense. Okay, I think actually rather than... Oh, I've missed his hand. I've missed his goddamn hand, chap. What am I doing? Hang on. Let's fix up this guy's hand. Look at that uneven coloured plate. Actually, I think I've missed most of his arm here. Yeah. I didn't do his forearm or his elbow pad. There we go. Okay, that should do it. Right. So that's cleaned up. And the good thing is, I should now be able to turn up the light again. Okay, maybe not. He's just too bright. Any other colour's fine. But as soon as I'm working on white, it just goes down the toilet. Okay, so our next job, get some white on our dry brush. Get it to the point of highlighting. There we go. Follow it up with a dry brush. It's going to be a very... It's not going to be super obvious on the stream. But when I post pictures, it will look good. It's an unfortunate side of painting. Live video sometimes doesn't show everything. It can if you work really hard on the settings, but I'm not quite that good. That kind of thing. I'm okay. I've done pretty well, but... No god tier. Plus doing live is much more of a pain than like recording and stuff. With recording you can fix stuff up. I need a bit more paint, this is not quite right. Nope. So it doesn't help if I drop the brush. Okay. Okay, so then we get all those edges done. And all those. Okay, that looks pretty good for the white. I would say. Everything's kind of separated out on how we want it. So now we go back to the red. Recently convinced me to help her in a writing project. And now I'll have to write a gangster rap song. Oh my god. Good luck, TF. Please share it with us when you've done it. We need to know what Gangster Rap TF is like. Okay, so I'm going to start out with some of this to clean up these lines. The only thing is, I believe this is going to end up having to be like a deeper red than a lighter red. So I'm going to have to go to a darker red before we go to the lighter red. Or go to a darker red than this, rather. Okay, that's all cleaned up. Let's just get back here cleaned up. Go. Let me know if you can't see this properly, by the way, chat, and I'll move things around until you can properly. That should fix up the dividing line. You will? Nice. Just got to fix up this leg where the dry brush has... Obviously I use quite a large dry brush, so it can get things I don't mean for it to get. Go. So there's our base red. Sandwich and a drink sounds good. But yeah, let me know if this isn't very clear at all. If you're having any trouble seeing things, and I'll fix things up so you can see better. Right, next job then. I've got two choices here. I can base coat in the deeper red and then wash it, or I could do the wash now. I think I'm going to do the deeper red first. Is it corn red? No, it's Mephiston. No, Mephiston red's brighter. It'll do the job. I'm going to go with corn red. I think. Let me have a quick look. There's Storm Lords 40k. Looks like it is like a Blood Angel's red by the end of it. So actually we're going to go with Mephiston red. What happened while you were gone? I painted some model. I got the white highlighted and then I've done the base for the red, basically. So we're going to take some of this Mephiston red, add a tiny bit of water. And basically we're just going to go over all the panels, trying our best to be neat on the dividing line. But because we've done the wash red, it's very easy to put this red over the top, and it'll come out really, really strong. And yes, I'm aware it doesn't look great yet, but that's because we haven't sorted out the recesses. That is the step after this one. So bear with me. You will see it progress soon. No way. Yes way. Okay, so we need a little bit more paint. With a little bit more water. Now, Mephiston Red is a really nice red, especially over this as the base. It will just cover really well. So like everywhere that this red has come out a bit patchy, wherever I put this, it'll solidify it really well. Cover all of our affronts to nature that is our painting, and leave us with a really nice proper red. You know? The thing I like about this is a lot of this model is going to be about painting the armor. And painting the armor colors is one of my favorite parts. However, we will need to follow it up with finishing this model so I can send it back. It's the most amount of points you ever had in an army. I mean, my Black Templars army... Do you mean like the most I've ever played with? Or the most I've got an army to? Because my Black Templars, I have so many that I've probably got 15 to 20,000 points worth. Oh, that's interesting, Ren. Why not both? Yeah, so I've probably got 20,000 points of Templars, and the most I've ever played in a game is probably 15,000 points. Suck at drawing. Well, I mean, the only way to get better at drawing is to start out sucking. What's the thing? The only way to get better, the only way to get kind of good at something is by starting out kind of bad. I don't know. I can't remember what the saying is. But basically, you got to start somewhere. You can't just expect to be god tier off the get-go, you know? I mean, I've been painting Warhammer for 20 years. I'm not the best in the world, but equally I don't care to be. I want to make things I like. In the style I like. And so that when they're all together it makes me go, yes, this is cool. That's what I care about. I don't actually remember if we finished that 15,000 point game. I mean, it was a very long game. I believe it may have turned into a lot of drinking and therefore ended. But this was way back in the day, so like, these days it might be less, it might be more points, I don't really know. I know a lot of stuff's gone up in points. 10 minutes on the stage, 10 years of work off the stage, yeah. That's basically what I'm getting at. Browsing Pinterest can help, yeah. It was a great game. Yeah. We had a good time rolling dice, and then we had a good time putting it all away to be drunk. Like, not a single model got broken despite the drinking. Okay. So you can see how the red is coming out evenly, but it's also becoming more matte. However, this will change as we go on. It will become brighter as we do the next layer. Well, not the next layer, actually. The layer after will make it brighter. The next layer is going to make it even darker, because I am a fool. I don't know. Either way, it's a fun colour scheme. I just don't think I do a whole army. Hey, Siri! You're just in time for everyone's favourite song. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was Garbage Disposal, but it's the Gauntlet. It's everyone's second favourite song. Okay. I saw you were at the London office today and you had your traditional breakfast for lunch. Disposal unit. Oh yeah, that's it. No, garbage disposal. It's just the sound of a fork in the garbage disposal. Okay. So that red is now nice and even on the shoulder, although it doesn't look like it on the camera. Which is just the best experience, obviously. Nicky, you want to play Darktide? Yeah. I'd love to try out the new class, but I don't think I'd play it enough to justify getting it. I also gave up on their content creator program. I wanted to take part in it, but it kept moving around, and I just have other things I gotta focus on than, you know, just Darktide. Woke up for 4:30. Oh boy. Well, I started a little bit late today because I went to pick up Frosty from the station, and when we got back from the station, it was hammering it down. So I drove up to I parked on the front, and getting from the car to the front door, I was soaked. It was ridiculous. Okay, so that's our initial red. After all that. And now we need to follow it up by washing it with not Seraphim. No, that's not Agrax. Agrax Earthshade. I found it eventually. The funny thing about all this is that Black has actually done, like, learning from a master painter And he can probably tell you that the way I paint models is probably completely different. Because I don't have the capacity to spend all that time on it. Right, so what we've done, we've watered down the agrax. And this should put a nice sheen on the model, but also do all the recesses. Been too far off because of traffic. Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna have to mix some more. Okay. See you later, Vive. Have a good one. Have fun with whatever you're playing today. I can never remember. I'm really terrible at remembering people's schedules. Right. Okay. Just go get the backpack. Sorry, I'm moving a bit funky today. Okay. I think red and white... Hang on, I'll bring them closer. I think red and white, he's looking pretty good. So our next job is to bring up that red to be much brighter to match up with the white, because right now it's going to leave him looking very separated. Plus, when all the details are done, it'll bring them back together as well. Oh! You didn't have to say your order. They saw you and they know. That's amazing. So, I can't do the next stage of the red. And I don't think I can really do any of the other stages yet. It's a bit awkward, really. Cool. But I am enjoying showing you guys this dreadnought and how large it is. This is his torso. The torso is bigger than the Space Marine. It's great. Oh, his shoulders fell off. I put him down and his shoulders fell off. Don't worry, they weren't glued. Sue, have you seen this new model, by the way? I posted it on Instagram. I've got a lot to do to get it painted, but I'm really pleased with how it's come out. I think now that it's undercoated, it really shows it as like a complete model, despite being a mixture of resin and plastic and all sorts. It's come out quite nicely. But yeah, I've got a lot to do. But yeah, you can see, like, if I bring it up a bit, you can see where now in the recesses on the red, it's all kind of brown. So our next job is to bring up that red using... what is it? Evil Sun Scarlet, which is a proper blood red. And then when that's done, I think I'm going to highlight it with Troll Slayer Orange, but I'm not 100% on that yet. I'm not. It depends on how I dry brush this on, because it may not come out as bright, depending. So, like, I may not end up with the same red as my Howling Griffins. But then maybe I should go for that. I don't know. We'll see. Also, yes, his face looks a mess because I haven't... it's going to be yellow for the Stormlords. And then I can start doing all the details. Which actually are not too bad overall. It's the backpack, the gun, and the sword. A little bit of black in a couple of places. Mostly silver, and done. I'm failing to thread coherency from the word soup. I forgot what my question was. So don't worry. It's pretty standard for me. I ask a lot of questions and then people respond, but unless they say something that was in the question, it's gone. It's gone from my brain, you know? It is old man soup situation. Right. I think I could probably paint some of this now. The recesses aren't fully dry. Oh, no, I shouldn't risk it yet. I could probably paint gun and the sword in the base coat black. So that's something. Let's get started on that while it's drying. So just water this down a little bit. Let's just get this prepped. This way, when it gets the silver paint on it, it should look a little more like it has... well, it should look like it has a bit more depth. What in the spooky song is this? Brood Tidings! From Space Marine 2. Oh, someone's left their phone on. Someone answer their phone. Please, answer your phone. You guys can hear this music, right? I'm not just talking to myself about something that no one can hear, like a crazy person. Please tell me that you can hear it. So last time this happened, the music was too quiet. And people thought I was crazy. You're definitely crazy, but we hear it fine. Okay, right. Okay, I'm glad that the audio is working as it should. Sorry, chat, just in a bit of a focus mode at the moment, so I can make sure I get all this painted. properly. Got a clean brush. When I'm tired, I tend towards No, I get it, Siri. Some people are like that. They find all the long words in their brain when they're super tired. It's almost like the parts of your brain you use regularly are too tired. So the parts you use less often take over. Okay. Let's get a little more base coating done up here. Like that. Go. That's the sword blade done. Now I can work on the gun. I think I'm going to need a new brush soon. You're right, Bobbington. You're eating the paint. Wonderful. So. Yeah, it's feeling a lot like I'm going to need some new brushes. These are struggling. Leave that one for a bit. My best brushes are the ones I get from Amazon, annoyingly. But they're only available some of the time. The GW ones are okay. And these Cryptic Cabin ones are okay, but I just feel like I can't keep a point on these as much. It may also be because the handles are super thin. They don't have as much heft to them. See you later, Ren. Have a good one. I did ask earlier if the paint isn't meant to be drank as a shot. Oh. It's in a shot glass sized container, so they can charge you more for it. Not so you can drink it. Don't quite feel right. I'm going to go back to using the Artist Opus one, because at least it's a bit harder. We should be drinking shots out of pint glasses like James Bond! Did you watch the new video then, Jamie? If anyone hasn't seen it yet, !YT will link you to the latest YouTube video. And I very much make a comment about that. Thanks, Siri. It's a good long video of my first experience of playing the new 007 game. And I think we're going to be releasing another one soon. Pebs is working on the next VOD. Also, thanks to your guys' support and us getting back to being at the 400 sub point goal regularly, I'm able to commission him more often and pay him more so we can get more highlight videos, which is great because it will help the YouTube overall. So the more you support me, the more of these highlight videos you'll see, and the more you'll support another content creator, which I think is pretty cool as things go. I have to say, with my recent experience, actually, the Artist Opus brush feels better now. I wonder why. Maybe I just let some paint dry in it to stiffen it up a bit. Okay, we're nearly there. Hey, Johnny. You alright? Have you got lots of meetings today? Or is it a better day today? So, I've just realised, was that an attempt at a Ko-fi link? Also, I think we're really close to reaching the goal for the Havocs. On throne. I'm not sure, but what I do know is that Wayland has them in stock again. So I'll actually be able to get them for a change. I think Zero got Mind Systems. Wait, what? Is in response to your command. Oh, YT. Oh, I see. Oh my god, you added that as a... I didn't even notice. Sorry, I was so focused on painting that I didn't notice that you've added another flip... Oh god. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's, you know, expected at this point. God damn it. Anyway. Let's get this red going. Sarah did get mine systemed. I can't see as much of the chat when I do a painting stream because I've got a lower resolution screen. Which reminds me, I'm possibly going to have to buy another screen, but I'm going to find another cable first to see. What question did you ask? What? Ask your question again, Mephistiel, and I will answer it. I'm sorry. Except for a meeting in 10 minutes, I have no other meetings today. That's good. But you're very EP. Well, try not to sleep during that meeting, and then you can probably get away with it. You know? as someone who's never played, when people do play, do they use a full contingent of Space Marines? Yeah. Yeah, so everything's balanced with points. So, everyone does a 2,000 point... Well, the most common way to play is with a 2,000 point army. You get your codex for each army, so you can get a Space Marine army codex. That has all the points. You need at least one warlord, which is basically like a character of some kind. And then the rest is up to you what you want to put in your army. But, yeah, there's rules and there's points to make the game balanced. So it's not quite like D&D where you make a character that's balanced. But then in a way, I suppose it is, sort of. Anyway, yeah. The Book of the Omnis... Not quite. The Book of the Adeptus Astartes, though. But, yeah. Each army's codex lists its points and its rules, and then you face off against someone with equal points playing a mission. Now, that's going to change slightly in the next edition that's coming out soon, in that you'll actually be able to, like, pre-select what kind of mission your army is attempting to achieve. So you can build an army for capturing points, or you can build an army for massacring your enemy. Stuff like that. Old tops cars. Oh, really? When you say tops cards, do you mean like tops who did the sticker packs and stuff? I know, an army of black dragons. Yeah, but they cost a shit ton of points, basically. It's not watered down enough. Okay. It's going to take a few layers to get the red where I want it. But it'll be alright. We'll get there. I'd rather do a few layers than have a thick, scruffy layer of paint. And bottom cards too. If your sister, the cards are older than you are way upping them. Oh, that's annoying. I didn't realise you had a sister. If they want these tops cards, they must be an older sister then? Sorry, Mr. Hill, I'll do that in a second. Younger sister? Are they like you? They're super into something, and therefore they want to collect all the things. There we go, I've sought fluid intake, and now I must stretch. Oh goodness. Oh, that is the spine. Oh god. Okay. Yep, that... That was my unhappy spine. Okay. Thanks, Johnny. You heard that crack? That might have just been my chair making a noise, to be honest. It didn't crack today, as far as I could tell. Also, this current music has weird noises rather than a proper song. At least I don't think it cracked. Dawn of War? No, BGO Symphonica. My fault's going to get muted. By the way, I realised that if on YouTube there's any kind of copyrighted music, it actually removes it from the count towards getting ad revenue. So it's something, anything else when integrated into a giant paint crane. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Feel offended by the statement. That's fair. Hello, Bobby. It's okay. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, I realised that the VODs getting muted on YouTube means that they no longer count towards the view hours, which is very annoying because I need to basically go through and edit out all of the 007 clips because they basically all get muted for.
Access
Oh
granted.
God, having music.
40
Hello,
months.
Hexy.
Which means I would have subbed first on Friday, February 10th, 2023. L underscore L underscore L underscore.
Okay. Thank you for the 40 months. Hexy, you keep missing when I'm playing Mechanicus, and the planet is called Hecatius, and I can't believe you keep missing it. I keep thinking, I'm like, oh, Hecate would love that. And then you're not there. You missed Hecatius. I can't believe it. But thank you so much for the 40 months. That is a huge amount of support. I'll pick it back up. Wait, what? Yeah, I need to see if I edit out the bit that it thinks is copyrighted music, if it will allow the view hours back. If I do that, we might be lucky and it'll push us over the threshold, but we'll have to see. I'm in jail, obviously. Sent you a clip of it? Nice. That's good. I'm glad you got to see it. Oh my god. There we go. Right, that means we've just the backpack to do now. Yeah, probably a bit watery, but we'll see how it comes out. A bit too watery. Add a little bit more paint. There we go, a bit stronger. Made a mess of that dividing line just then. Okay. I think we got the right red there, but I messed up the dividing line a little bit, so I'll have to go back. A bit of grey sear. The good thing is grey sear covers so much better. So cleaning up this dividing line is much easier. Trying to do this for yellow was actually worse. There we go. Look at that. Nice and clean. So my next job is to potentially ruin the whole model. You'll see why. And it's because I don't have a dry brush smaller than this. Oh, thanks, Sarah. We got to come up with some more some more predictions. Zero's running out of points. He's got to win a prediction. Okay, alright. So our next job, now that we've done all this red, take some orange, and we got a dry brush. All the edges. Need a little bit more. To get this just right, I'm going to need quite a bit of... I kind of have to do this over and over, otherwise the orange gets too light. Hello, Static. How you doing? How many shots of paint to end up in the hospital? I honestly don't have the statistics for you on that one. I'm guessing somewhere above 0. And I would say possibly even less than 1. Especially because this paint is basically plastic. Because it's oil-based. Okay. I think we've got the highlights going there. At least good enough for how I like it. Okay. And when I had rats, they got into a box of oil paint. Oh, God. I'm guessing after that you didn't have rats. I can't imagine that went well for them. Right. So I feel like the red is done. So now we can tackle the yellow, which is the other primary part of our colour scheme. Now, because of where this is, I'm going to have to use the detail brush that I use for washes so that it goes in the right place and doesn't make a mess. Assuming this picks it up well enough. Thing about this is it's just to get the colour on. It's not actually to do the final thing. So in the same way that we did the red armour, we're doing this yellow armour. But yeah, I would have preferred to do the paint the head separately with this colour scheme for sure. But as it's a one-off model, I'll survive. You can see it looks fairly uneven at the moment. But it'll even out. Anyway, that's the Stormlord's colour scheme. We're certainly getting there. Means all the says non-toxic. Wait, what? It's after 4 AM. No worries, Mephisto. Have a good rest. See you next time. Non-toxic, and from what I can find, should be safe to consume. Wait, Warhammer paints? I wouldn't recommend it. After 40 years, one side of the Palace of Justice in Brussels is no longer covered in scaffolding. 40 years, jeez. Does that mean you're allowed justice again? Like, were you not allowed justice until it was done? Over in Brussels. Bet they didn't tell anyone they were starting to take it down when they did, just to not jinx it. Was the colours are in crimson. Why is that? Is it made of something that's a kind of food? I'm going to come back to that in a sec. It's not done. There is no justice. Oh, God. So when I put that... Oh, I see. They chewed on the... Right, the blood-coloured... Right, okay, yeah. I get it. Right, I'm going to do his backpack bits. Because I realised I actually want to dry brush the black shielding and stuff before I paint the silver of the weapons. Also, please let me know if I go off the screen, chat. I would like you to be able to see this the whole time. Took a couple of baths to get it out and they learned nothing! Oh my god. And it's on rat fur, I see. the brush again. So bear in mind the yellow helmet is very much not done. So do not judge me on the yellow just yet. Green and yellow is a temporary banana-coloured camouflage helmet. Does it look green? If it does, it's the dirty grey colours underneath. It's greenish. I suppose with the reflection off of the red in particular, I could see that. Sounds like we're about to have a colour conversation again. We seem to have one every time I paint Warhammer. In the chat, I mean, I can't be bothered to go through all that. Plus I have things to focus on. There we go, so the backpack silver is done. Let's check the gun casing. It looks like I didn't get any red on the gun casing. Perfect. That saves me having to do any tidying up, and we can just highlight the grey. So let's get that done very quickly. Have to do a little bit of tidying. There we go. There's a dry brush. I would create aeronautics mod. Oh my god. Hello, Delirious. How are you doing? I'm sorry to say they do not. There are some flying things. Oh, actually, here's a very dusty wave serpent for you. There you go. Wave serpent. This flies, kind of. He's dusty. I'll paint it eventually. Got a whole flipping 1,000-point Eldar. I've got more than 1,000 points, but I've got a whole Eldar army to be getting on with at some point. I think before I continue on with the silver, I'm going to do a layer on the yellow. We're going to go with Flashkins. Because if I don't go downwards in the yellows, we should be able to go up quite nicely. But this will take at least 2 coats, if not 3 or 4. Let's move that out of the way. I don't know if I want to go that bright, you know? Now that I'm seeing it next to this, there's a different yellow that isn't Avaland. Uriel yellow, I think, will work better. Hello, Dr. Insano. They're going to just remove the whole split. Oh my goodness. Wanted surgery or just palliative care? What? We do the surgery. He's a good boy. It's surgery time. I want to assume they asked that because of the expense. Yeah, I believe that is why. But, you know, I'm of the belief that if you can't afford it or you haven't got insurance to cover it, you shouldn't have had the pet in the first place, really, you know? I know you can afford to cover it, so... We went through a lot with our tiny little hamster Rizzy when they had things going on. Most people here surprised $2,000 from beyond. Yeah, but that's why if you have like a dog, you know, like a larger animal, you should definitely get insurance so that you can cover stuff like that. That's why I would do it. Girlfriend's cat last year. I remember. Is the cat still going strong? Oh no, it's not. Oh god, I don't remember. You haven't mentioned the cat for a while, so I think in my head I've completely... She passed away. Oh, I'm sorry. The insurance saved my dog a couple of weeks ago. Really? Nice. Hey, Jason. I'm glad you managed to. And you've come in right as we've got quite a bit of progress, so... You know, you're seeing a pretty decent model at this point. Hello. Oh no, I forgot. Frosty was saying to me, right, these guys are called Storm Lords. And she's like, and I told her the colour scheme and she's like, that's a lighthouse. This guy is a lighthouse, chat. So you can see the coast in a storm. Hence Storm Lords. His head is the light. It's a lighthouse because it's red and white. It's ridiculous. I'm sure insurance would say it's a pre-existing condition or something and refuse to pay out. Yeah, that's fair. But you're, at least you've got a pretty decent job. So it tends to cover that kind of thing. So, you know, this is what I'm saying about insurance or able to cover it. We paid quite a lot for Rizzy towards the end of their life when they had lots of things going on. It was sad. There's spinal injury and couldn't walk. Oh boy. But he's recovering well. I'm glad. We need all the positivity for Dr. Insano's doggo, Worf, who is a favorite in the animals channel. So we need him to be okay. So we can get more wolf videos and pictures. Entirely selfish reasons. But if you guys have pets, you should post them in the animals channel, because it makes me happy to see them. Okay, I think we've got a decent yellow there. Is there a replacement for... No, I get exactly what you mean. I actually wanted to ask you something along those lines, Dr. Insano. So, a lot of people do that because it helps. You just, like, you get the next one, and then you don't have to feel just like, oh, where's the noise in my house? I understand. Right. So the next job would be to highlight that with... I think I might need to do the joints, you know? Otherwise it's going to get too merged together. Right, so first job. Highlight with... Right, what brush should I use? I might have a brush that will do the job. Although, actually I can use this one. Okay. Okay. What color are their eyes? I actually don't remember, so I'm just going to check real quick. Don't forget to click on the link, chat. Lick the link, as it were. What color? Green? Wait. Wait. Oh no. Have I made a mistake? Oh, not again. Chat. Chat. Stormlords have black backpacks. I've done it again. I did this with salamanders. Stormlord's backpacks are black. Right, I can at least paint the green eyes, and then I've got to go and do the backpacks again. I've got to repaint his backpack in black. After all that... See if I can actually get this into the gap. I definitely can't highlight those. But I think it works. No, this is the colour scheme I chose. This is the colour scheme I said I was going to do. I'm going to do it right. Okay? I have to. It's necessary. However, I'm going to do my traditional black wash on the joints to start with. And then we'll go and paint his backpack. I'm gonna keep needing more wash for this. Okay, kind of just levels in all the joints. I'm not talking. I was very focused. Okay. I was focusing on the paint. On the painting. Right. Can't believe I did all that and I painted the backpack the wrong colour. So annoyed. But it's fine. We'll fix that up now. Right. Let's get this all done. Rusty started yelling about something in the other room and I have no idea what's happening. Maybe she'll appear in a second, tell us. You know, painting the backpack one colour actually resolves a lot of the split colour scheme issues you often get. Because it's the most obvious on the backpack. So if you don't have to split the colour on the backpack, you kind of hide a lot of the things that would make it obvious. You know, like his butt plate and his chest, I guess, but that normally... Oh. I'm going to have to work on that day, I think, because it's a Sunday. It's a Monday. Oh. I thought it was a Sunday. I might be able to go. have to wear a suit. Oh boy. I've got one. Not my wedding one, I've got a different one, before you say anything. I have to clean up all this silver again. It doesn't look too bad. Obviously it's not finished, but... Oh, shit. I got some on the shoulder. It's a really common place to accidentally catch, to be fair. It's just annoying when it happens. Ah. Like I said, this is the most annoying part. Okay. But at least I am almost done. There we go. The backpack is like, oh Jesus! Ah! Thank you for the 2 subs, sir. It's a good job I'd finished that just in time. Cheeky bastard. Right, looks like I didn't actually get a lot on the white, so that'll be easy to fix. The red is going to be annoying, but not the end of the world. So my next job, just a couple seconds too late. Thank goodness. Hey Lily, nice, well done. You can now save lives. Legally. Okay. Bit grey highlight going on. Oh, thank you for the 80 stream streak as well. Fun. Oh yeah, let's go. Streaks now work in my chat in OBS, so I actually see them now. Great. Okay, so next job is tidy up. So we're going to need our Grace here to clean up some bits, and I'm going to use this tiny brush. Okay, that's all clean. Right. I think that's it for the white. And now the red cleanup. There's only actually really one place. And if I don't water it down, there we go, covered nicely. Easy peasy. So our next job is to paint all the silver, and in some cases repaint all the silver. But then, you know, I think we're good, pretty much. We're not far off done, which is surprising. Really, as things go. This brush is showing signs of death. So is this one. There you go. Ripped out the hair that couldn't form. Okay, so let's fix up our vents. My preview of the stream is quite small, so I'm a little bit unsure if you guys can see it okay. So if you guys can just like let me know if I go somewhere you can't see or whatever. And then I'll do my best to fix it. Okay. And we'll just get these vents fixed up. They may look pretty ugly at the moment, but once they're fixed up, they'll look really nice. Okay. Alright. Looks alright. Right, got to clean up my brush, then I can do the metal on the pistol and the sword, and then we'll wash that down. And I guess we could do the base at that point. I don't really know if there's anything else that needs doing on it. I've decided to keep it pretty straightforward and not do anything too crazy with the colour scheme. Okay.
Your presence is appreciated.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Speelight. How's it going? Having a good day? Hope so. Okay, but awkwardly get into this space here. There we go, that'll do the job. I'm going to keep the handle black. I think it works because it matches with the pistol and the backpack. But we'll see how we get on. I didn't put any extra equipment pouches or anything on him, so I'm kind of... You know, I haven't got anything to balance extra colours. Which means I need to just do what I paint really well. Okay, I've got to clean the brush. Hello, Flogob. How you doing? I haven't seen you in chat for a bit, I don't think. I'm getting some parts for another emote soon, by the way. So I'll have to do a little bit of animation and stuff. But soon it'll hopefully have another emote. Enjoying the painting? Fair enough. I'm quite pleased with how this is all starting to come together. Okay. So the next thing is painting these two circly bits. Okay, that's the pistol painted. That's the sword painted, they just need washing on the silver. And then, oh, I've got to do some more silver. I'm not quite done. Thanks, Lego. So my next job is to wash all the silver. And hopefully go, yes, this looks amazing, and then I can put it down. But we'll see. But yeah, I think the black backpack has made a difference. Right. Let's see if we can do this with a wash brush. Not entirely convinced I can, but we'll see how we get on. Hang on. God, I'm going to have to buy some more of this wash soon. Getting through the Nuln Oil. Then again, I do have to use it on every single model. In some way or another, because I use silver on everything. The only thing I don't have to use it on is like Eldar. Because they don't have any metallics. Well, depending on how you paint it, actually, they can have some metallics. As a treat. That's the gun and the sword done. Next up is the backpack. Let's just get these vents done. There's not loads of extra details on this guy at the moment, so I've kind of chosen to do him as the default. But I think it works. There we go. I need to do something about his eyes though, because they're so tiny. Hang on, where's the focus point? Oh, it's here. Like his eyes. They're so tiny it won't even focus on them. This is the problem when they don't have a lot of facial features. The camera sometimes will just not focus. Hang on, hang on. For some reason the focus is here. Hello, it's me. Blurry Space Marine Man. There we go. Ooh, new Knoxon's Farm. Hello, Gamer Dash. How you doing? Okay. I mean, it looks pretty clean. Now, let's have a look at what their corset is. 3 lightning bolts with a skull in the middle. And the lightning bolts are red. Okay. Have I missed anything? Honestly, I don't think I have. I think this is... looks pretty clean as things go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint 3 lightning bolts on. And then, do I have a small skull? I've got a tiny skull, but that's too small. I need a larger skull. I found one the other day. I'm sure I had a bunch of skull options. Right, I'll put a command skull on the other one, I guess. Oh, that guy is marked up as command, that's why. Okay. So he'll need a fast attack icon on his red shoulder. Which for some reason... Okay, weird. Belgian-themed Space Marine. Frosty said he looks like a lighthouse. Because his head looks like the light. And then his body's white and red. Okay, before I do the detail bit, gotta clean up this paint at some point. Right. I'm gonna get a little bit of water. Water down this moot. Is it moot green? Yeah, moot green. These are probably the smallest eyes I've ever painted. Like eye lenses. And it's not going well. There we go, I got it. God, that was difficult. So now we've got to follow it up with the tiny red dot. Really thought I was going to just leave these eyes dark green. What a fool. They're so tiny. His tiny babby eyes. But I've done it. So now I've got to follow this up with Flash Gets Yellow around the edges. Just to clean it up a bit. Use a little bit of water. Yeah, those are probably the tiniest eye lenses I've ever done. But I think they've worked out. They are small. So my next thing is I've got to do 3 lightning bolts. In like a triangle. So, well, not really a triangle. Well, sort of. So let me get some red paint and let's see how we do. I'll do transfers for everything else, but I've got to freehand this bit. So the idea is that one comes out to here. One comes up to here. The other one comes out to like here. And the way it works... That's not... There we go. Something like that? Is that how it looks? This is such a pain in the butt. Let me draw myself some guidelines. Otherwise this isn't going to work. So the center is here. Yeah, so this one I've done really long, and the other two I've done too short. But that's fine, we can figure this out. What's the musical? This is it's the Caiaphas Cain suite from Officio. What's it? It's some official stuff for Caiaphas Cain's soundtrack. I think what I've done is I've made this one too long. So let's paint it back to match up with the other two. We don't want to use white, we want to use the grey cere we've used as the base, because this is much easier to paint. And then this is way too fat. Okay. We will get there. It just takes a while. Since I'm not really directly referencing I don't know what is up with this brush, but the paint dries on it so fast. Okay. Also, this year's April Fool's was actually 40K the musical. They got a bunch of cosplayers in and recorded like a promo as if there was going to be a musical. Unfortunately, there isn't. But the cosplayers had a lot of fun, which is always nice. There's a reason I stopped using these brushes as much, but all my others are losing their points. I'm going to have to get some more. It's one of chat's favourite ones. About to play. Yeah, I need a different brush. Let's see if this cryptic cabin brush can hold the paint the way I need it to. It's kind of doing it. Freehand painting is a real pain in the butt. At least I only have to do it the once. So we'll put skull in the middle of that, and that is their symbol. And that will have to do, because if I try any harder, I will die. And then we'll put a fast attack symbol on his other shoulder. So, the next job then is to put some gloss varnish on his shoulder. Using the brush I always use for this, if I can find it. There it is. So we gloss varnish the shoulders because it makes them smooth. And that makes it easier to move the transfers around. It'll also make it very shiny, but that's fine. But I'll have to go and get some more water to be able to do the transfers, so that's actually as far as I can get. Other than doing the texture on the base, which I'm going to do, and then we'll have a little look at something else, I think, and see how we get on. But I think we've done pretty well overall. Right, got to pick up some texture paint, and we just slap that on the base. Oh, have fun above Earth. See you later. But yeah, this is how I do the dirt texture on all of my models' bases. The only issue is making sure you don't get it all over the model by accident or anything. Part of me feels like this guy would be marked up as a captain because of his 40mm base, but at the same time, I'm not. I think because it's going to be a whole army, I don't think everyone's going to be able to do a captain, you know? So I'm just going to mark him as fast attack. So, I know this looks a bit like he's stuck in a bog at the moment, but as it dries, it ends up leaving a sandy texture. It looks like dirt. And then I can dry brush it to add depth to it instead of it being a single solid colour. The other question is whether I put some dirt on the bottom of his boot or not. Some people won't stick their models to the base until they've done all the texturing and stuff. So they'll fully paint the model, do the base, and then stick them together at the end. But I like having my models on a base to work with, so it doesn't work for me. But I understand. Just got to try and get all into this without wrecking his armor. There we go. So now we just got to get under his sword. It's yeah. Okay. This is quite tough. But equally, I'd rather deal with this than trying to stick a model onto a base after I've done the base. There we go. So it's all textured. We just need to leave that to dry now. And then we can do everything else. Right. Oh, so I've got loads of Iron Warrior stuff I want to build. But I want to finish my Badab army before I kind of really get into the meat of that. Because I've still got a lot to paint for the Badab army. Half. I've got half the army to paint. So I've still got 10 plasma guys, 7 of my veterans. Oh god, I've got 9 Vanguard veterans, 7 Stern Guard veterans, 2 characters, and 10 plasma guys. It's quite a bit. Plus 2 tanks, plus a dreadnought. God. I mean, the reason it takes so long is that I've decided to do 6 different chapters, so it does just take time. But I'm very excited to work on the dreadnought. So that may be next week's painting project. Because the thing is just huge. I mean, that's just its legs, you know? But there's a lot to do with it. Yeah, I mean, I've got my bolt gun guy that needs doing, heavy bolter. I don't really have the drive to do that right now. I'm trying to think what I want to do at the moment. I don't want to burn out, that's the thing. I feel like I'm getting... I really want to do Iron Warriors. And that's like on my mind all the time. But if I don't finish this army, I never will, you know? So it's a case of, do I push myself to do it, or do I take a break and come back to it? Because I could take a break and never come back to it, you know? Which would be a real pain in the butt. Also, I just find it funny, like, this guy's gun, right? Just the barrel is the size of a Space Marine. That's how huge this thing is. I've really enjoyed building it. I think one of the things for me is I really enjoy building Warhammer. And I enjoy painting, but if I keep doing loads of it, I get real tired. So, I kind of have to make a decision, you know? I could paint his very tiny rocket pod that goes on his head. That's a complex challenge, clearly. That's understandable, it takes a lot of constraint. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. The other thing is, right, once I paint this guy, I've painted all the raptors. I've painted every single one of the raptors for the army. That is a section, that is one chapter done. I think it's then 5 chapters that just are mixed in with everything else. So I mean, if I can get myself to finish this guy, we're in a good position. His armor's already done, so really what's left is the black casing on the bolt gun, some silver, brown purity seals. But I'm just not quite there, you know? Maybe I need to end early today, because I haven't got the stuff to finish this guy quite, but I think we've done pretty well. We've finished the model. I don't think there's anything else to do right this second. So it might be a short stream. What do you guys think? Shall we have a shorter stream today? I've got transfers to do and things for my scouts of varying forms. I'm pretty pleased with how these have come out, actually. They need static grass doing. But otherwise it's going to be 20 minutes of waiting for this to dry to then paint it. So I think, unless anyone protests, I think that may be it for today. And it's nice to have a short stream for a change. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I've enjoyed painting this. It's been nice to do a lot of different colours and things. But there's no point in pushing it, is there, if we're not going to do much else? So let's switch over to the ending screen. Chat, I hope you'll join me tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm going to be playing the new... Teardown DLC. And it's like Indiana Jones, but everything's destructible because it's Teardown. So I hope you'll join me for that, because it should be absolutely hilarious. I'm also going to have a quick look and see who's on, so I can send you over to someone. Who have we got? Who is here on the streaming this day? Ooh, I could send you to Azza. I haven't sent you guys over to him for a while. I'm going to send you to Azza Dukan. He's streaming with Haley again. Both great people. They're doing their Soul Lock, Nuzlocke, which looks absolutely crazy. But yeah, thank you for watching. And for the support. I really appreciate that you guys are still hanging out with me. But as I say, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be playing Teardown, which will be a super fun game. I might need a little rest for Warhammer. Oh, but we'll see. Anyway, for now, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for the support. I'll see you all tomorrow. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your evenings, everyone, and good night for now.